Basics with Babish and my website, basicswithbabish.com, are brought to you by Squarespace. Head there now to check out all of the recipes from the show, kitchen equipment lists, and more. Get 10% off your first Squarespace order by visiting squarespace.com/babish. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to need to make Nashville hot chicken is some not yet hot chicken. Traditionally a whole bird subdivided into 10 pieces. We've done this a few times on the show, but in case you need a refresher, first we're going to start by cutting out the spine. This is excellent for making a mini batch of chicken stock, so hang on to it. Then we're placing a little snip at the base of the breastbone so we can more easily crack it in half. This is going to make evenly cutting the bird in half a little easier. We're going to do just that, bisecting our bird into twain. Then we're going to make some shallow cuts around the base of the drumettes so we can expose the joint, which we can then crack open, yum, and run our knife in between to separate the drumettes. There's very little bone between the breast and thigh, so you should be able to separate them rather easily. Then we're going to repeat the same joint finding process with the drumstick, placing shallow cuts around where the two bones meet, cracking them open, and running our knife in between to separate the drumstick and thigh. Lastly, to make 10 pieces, we're going to cut our chicken breasts directly in half because they're kind of huge compared to all the other pieces. This is going to help them cook more evenly and prevent unnecessary drama when dividing up the white and dark meat. Then we are just rinsing and repeating with the other half of the chicken, and there you go, the traditional family bucket 10-piece, which we are going to dry brine before frying, generously kosher salting and freshly ground peppering both sides of the chicken pieces, stacking them in a food-safe container of some kind, wrapping tightly in plastic wrap, and fridging for at least 4 hours, ideally overnight. Normally I'd want to go for a buttermilk brine, but we're basing this recipe off the one and only Hattie B's, and I am not one to question the masters. Once the chicken is thoroughly brined, we are assembling our breading station, combining 1 cup of whole milk with a few dashes of Louisiana-style hot sauce, and 2 large eggs, beating together with a fork until no streaks of egg remain. Then for the dry stuff, or dredge, we're combining 2 cups of all-purpose flour with about 2 teaspoons of kosher salt and a few tablespoons of our egg and milk mixture, which is going to create little clumps of breading that's going to help make our chicken extra crispy. And with that, it's time to bread. First the chicken goes into the flour mixture, then into the egg mixture, then back into the flour mixture, creating something commonly known as double-dipped fried chicken, which is just every bit as amazing as it sounds. Repeat with the remaining chicken and let it hang out in the flour while we prepare for frying. Into a high-walled fry pan or cast iron skillet goes a big old block of lard, to which we're going to add about an equal amount of vegetable oil, heating over medium-high and bringing the whole affair to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we're going to gently lay in the chicken pieces away from us so as to not self-splatter, and fry about 5 to 7 minutes per side until deeply golden brown and crisp. Then we're popping these guys on a wire rack set in a rimmed baking sheet and keeping in a 325 degree Fahrenheit oven until they are fully cooked through. Just enough time to prepare our spice mixture. Into a small bowl goes 3 tablespoons of cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon light brown sugar, 1 teaspoon freshly ground pepper, and a half teaspoon each garlic powder, paprika, and kosher salt. Go ahead and grab your regular size whisk if all the tiny ones are in the dishwasher, and then we're going to add about a half a cup of the hot frying oil. It goes without saying you should do this in a heat-proof bowl. And now this is where all the magic happens. We're going to brush down the freshly fried chicken with our spicy spice oil stuff. If applied while the oil and the chicken are still hot, it's going to absorb into the crust without making it soggy. And it's going to give the chicken that look that tells your caveman brain, this is dangerous, but I want it. Make sure you generously coat both sides of the chicken, and then all there is left to do is eat it. This chicken can be consumed as is, but if you want the proper Nashvilleian experience, you need the proper supporting players: Wonder Bread, pickle chips, and toothpicks. Simply nestle the chicken atop the untoasted white bread, fussily rotate the plate a few times to try to get the best angle for camera, and skewer a few pickle chips over top. Now you're ready to sweat it out like you're in Music City, or as it's known nowadays, the bachelorette party capital of the world. Now on a spiciness scale of 1 to 14, this ranks about a 9, so you can reduce the cayenne if you want a tamer experience, but then why are you making hot chicken, dude? Go make some toast or something. This episode and many others have been sponsored by Squarespace because they've been an amazing partner in both bringing this show and my websites to life. They've got a really intuitive, easy-to-use platform that made it super easy for someone like me who's never done web design, ever. They have templates, they do domains, they have really good customer service. It's basically a one-stop shop for building a really slick website. If you want to try it for yourself, you can start your free trial today by visiting squarespace.com/Babish to get 10% off your first purchase.